But of course, we have to start with the regions ourselves, with the regions, the different barriers, the custom procedures that we have on the different borders. I mean, it's insane, actually. I mean, someone takes hours at the border, the processing, the procedures. I don't think that is really necessary. It could be necessary. Maybe there could be a shorter, time. So that goods reach where they're supposed to go to. And the longer they spend on the way, the longer that the goods go back. Remember the reason as to why the reason as to why they talked about the maize, and of course those that were transporting the maize are like, it took longer. We took longer to reach the border. There was a lot of inconveniences. The procedures were too long. So someone that was expected to have the goods reach in Kenya by Thursday, they were there the following week on Tuesday. So there's a possibility that they could go back.
They could go back.
And of course, we have to stop this whole issue of using aflatoxins. Of course, that's the different fertilizers that we apply to our crops and all that. It's also affecting us globally on the market. That is why our goods are substandard. They think our goods are substandard.
Okay, I think the UNBS needs check across border checkpoints on the border, most especially for the goods, for the products that are being transported out there, exported rather, to those other countries, because that is the aspect of the quality control which has not been really put into great perspectives right there. Now, aligning all this to the NAM, what is really happening, because the president is really urging these investors, he actually assured them of quick returns when they invest in our country, Uganda. Now, LC, that is Atapua, is the outgoing United Nations Development Program's resident representative for Uganda, said that the NAM of the G77 plus China will he said that the NAM and the G77 plus China summits will provide member states with that opportunity to deepen cooperation on trade, climate change, investment, health resilience, peace and security. And of course, this meeting, he said, is important because it has come at a time when Africa is actually intensifying the drive for its rightful place on the regional and the global perspectives. So these are one of the ways we are linking up these barriers in some kind of a with a collective effort coming right there. And I say that this meeting is important because it has come at a time when Africa is intensifying the drive in its emerging opportunities, such as the African Equatorial Free Trade Area and the emerging technology. This is Atapua making his statement in relation to that. Now, still, the finance minister, that is Machieka Saija, mentioned something of steady leadership of President Museveni, which has kept Uganda's economy resilient with a low inflation rate and increasing investment flows in areas of agriculture, value addition, manufacturing, information and communication technology, oil, and tourism services. Actually, a part of the key areas where a massive investment has been pointed towards, because I feel even one of the ways we can bridge the investment gaps is bridging into those areas which are of a great priority. The State Minister for Investment, Evelyn Anite, mentioned something at part of the trade summit when he said that he's urging investors to invest in water transport.
Oh, really? That's a rare one. But
so I want to understand, actually, later on I'm going to be joined with a spokesperson of the Private Sector Foundation in Uganda.
Water transport.
And want to understand why is water transport such a great deal for Uganda right now? That is, but of course it is key because we talk about diversification of transport because we are so limited, the affordable, because water transport is one of the cheapest means of transport when it comes to transportation. But we are all embedded with road transport because it's the affordable we can't afford, and that explains the congestion we have in the city, and which congestion is actually very impactful when it comes to loss of GDP. Do you know that? According to the World Bank, on average, a Ugandan spends about 2.5 hours in jam.
2.5 hours.
Yes, this is a report. I think this report was around 2020. Now, a combined total of Ugandans spend about 250 hours annually in jam. And 250 hours is equivalent to 4% loss of GDP. Why is this? Diversification of transportation. Maybe it could be one of the reasons. That's why we are seeing an advancement to water transport.
Because Anyway,
railway.
water transport. Where I was thinking in my head, water transport. I mean, we have like Victoria. I do not know. Maybe people that access the different islands, because now I feel like, how is water transport really a big deal? Because I don't think, like, within the capital of Uganda, the capital city of Uganda, Kampala, we're in. How can a normal person use water transport? How to get to where? But anyway, what I was thinking maybe they could work more on the railway, because I mean, looking at the people that were using that from Boyogerere, there were many, and they were affected.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like that would be better than water transport. I mean, I don't see the deal. Maybe the spokesperson is going to
On the island, I mean,
people that are on islands.
On the islands, and because remember, for example, you're on Gaba Island, you want to go to Sese Island.
Yeah.
Instead of you having to get a vehicle, you just use that.
I mean, that is the easiest.
Transport.
I mean, that is.
But you find that even the people that are supposed to be using boats are using vehicles.
Oh, okay.
To get to one island to another.
Okay. I mean, I feel like an island is surrounded by water, so definitely the only way to get from one island to another is to get a boat. You cannot cross on water, on water using a car. It's difficult. Maybe.
Okay, it may be for the people that work on the island, but I'm talking about, for example, you're in Kasini, and you probably have a plan to head to Sese Atlantic side. And you're thinking, okay, how am I going to get there? Do I have to first get a taxi? I mean, if you're a tourist, it would also be
more fun.
It would be a much more access route. So I think those are some of the dynamics that are being discussed right there. But we shall get more clarity when as we return to that. For that. Now, the Ugandan government is banking on this forum to attract 3.7 trillion Ugandan shillings investments. That is about $1 billion US. That is a worth of investment from the various sectors of the economy. But of course, like we said, the energy, tourism, commercial agriculture are part of the key sectors that are being underlooked as a result of that. And well, that brings us to the end of this discussion. It's exactly 20 minutes past 8. Smart Mains Business, Samantha Barija with Masika Tsime. And of course, Smart24 TV, you can hit us up with our Twitter handles at Smart24 TV, that's on Twitter, and Smart24 TV Official, that's on Facebook, and Smart24 TV Live, that's on YouTube, where you'll be able to stream us at any part of the globe that you will be at. And for those of you with decoders, GOTV channel 320 and the channel 372 on the STV. And for those of you that are obsessed with gadgets, you go to the Google Play Store, you download the Smart Digital application, and with this application, you will be able to stream Smart24 TV, NBS Radio, and Smart FM at smart24.tv. That's the official website. You can visit us there and get the updated researched facts that way. Well, let's take a quick break, and business and sports and entertainment is coming up shortly. Stick around.